Hello everyone, welcome back to No Man's Sky Permadeath Journey. T-minus 2 days and counting. And in the future, if you wonder what I'm talking about, 2 days more and then we will have Beyond. So exciting. I'm nervous. Today is a partial travel day. We're just gonna do like 3 jumps. Good grief. I wasn't in space that long. Here's that planet with that crazy T-Rex, that dodo bird. There they are. Oh, good God, there's 5 of them. Yeah, they sure will be. Uh-oh. Gotta kill that guy fast. He's gonna phaser beam me. Got a little bit of our shield back from that. There's my combat frigate. My drones are right behind me there. That was pretty cool. Did we get them all? Here goes my drones. All right. Awesome. Oh, we actually only have 5,000 light years to go to catch up. Let's see here. Oh, we're just passing through, so we'll just pass through. The very first time that I saw a combat drone, there's the Anomaly again. First time I saw a combat drone from my frigate appear. It startled me and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was Sentinels. I was really worried. I didn't have a great ship at the time. I think I was in a Radiant Pillar. And it was nerve-wracking for sure. I know a lot of people went through that same thing the first time they had a combat frigate and they were attacked with their freighter in the system. Startling. It's been a whole year. It's been a whole year, and that's a sharp memory still. What we got over there? We have this ship that doesn't like to scan planets. All right. There's a frozen planet over there. See like how far off my gun sight is from the planet. See, it didn't hold the scan. We've done a whole lot of stuff on this journey. I wanted to show you really quickly how many systems we visited. It's probably over here, huh? Here's Foe. Here's our first fighter. She's a A3812. She did a good job for us. Here's the second hauler that I bought, Mistress of Frost. Or the first one, that's the first one. The second one is the ball hauler. Here's Shimmer. That was not an easy ship to get. That took me a few hours. take a look here. Get on main milestones here. Still says 36. I haven't ever gone back through all of the systems. We've warped 356 times. That's a lot. That's really a lot. There's 68.9 days of extreme survival. Destroyed 428 sentinels, 611 starships. We're at 538 million. We've learned 671 words. Still have only met 245 aliens. You know, I don't really talk to the aliens. We've walked 654,000 units, which is something like a meter. Let's see what this star system has to offer. Here's a hot one. This is so much easier to do in a fighter. That's activated, which means that if we spent time there, we would get even more days of extreme survival. There's another activated planet. This system's been tense. It's a star ball, but it looks like it has a yellow sky.
Hostile scan detected.
Again. This would be a very different fight in this ship. This cytophosphate and salt and deuterium I picked up by shooting that ship off of my landing pad a couple of days ago.
Hostile ships approaching. Hostile ships defeated.
That was my combat ship again. Here we go.
Hostile ships defeated.
This planet has a purple sky. That looks like a dead planet. Actually, it's foaming. My head hurts. I have a sore on the top of my head. An owie. The headset sits directly on top of it, and it's been bugging me for a couple of days. We haven't spent a lot of time on these anomalous planets, and I think I talked about it a couple of days ago. There's 11 of them, 11 different glitches, I should say. The anomalous planets themselves are very different from one another. I mean, from space they look alike, to be honest. And the idea is the boundary failure. And it's a boundary failure between simulations, between the universes. And whatever kind of planet it is, it destroys the planet. So you land on some of them and they have grass on them. They were once a lush world that was destroyed by the breakdown in the simulation by the Atlas. Just looking for a boundary ring here. Might take a minute. I usually spot them from the sky. They're really, really massive. And I have a friend who's built a base in one of the rings. It's very interesting. There's one. So you can see how big they are. I actually spotted that by seeing it rather than scanning for it. So we'll sit down and see what this one has to say. First we're going to save and chart. There's lots of bubbles right here. You know, the name of this planet is familiar. Maybe it was spelled differently. Lots of bubbles. The planet is frothing. I'll have to go check that out. Let's look at this. It's orange. It's like the only color on the whole planet. Sentinels bad here? No, it says they're relaxed. There's some ferrite. Oh, it's coming right up through the deck. Let's see what we have here. Proliferation of Gek, Korvax, Viking triad across majority of known realities. Recurrence of traveler prophecy throughout life form cultures. Cultivated life form grouping with minimal intervention, yet repeated motive has emerged. Why? What is it that the universe desires? What does it believe to be missing? Well, we don't know. There is one way to find out. Hopefully we won't crash. That was a terrible way to land there. Alright, let's go due south. There's one. There's two of them together. Usually they're quite a bit further apart than that. These two are right next to each other. You don't need to worry about which way you go about this. They'll be in order. We've seen a couple of these before. So we're actually on like part 4 here. Communication received from requiring my presence. Duplicates 104A 985N terminated upon arrival. Communication received once more. 5 of them ignored, 6 answered. Arrived before. Greeted me as if sibling. I did not respond. Asked so many questions of me. Rantings, ravings, irrationality. When I attempted to leave, I could not. Analysis compromised. Infected. It lied to me. It claimed I'm merely a sub-protocol, designate Telemon. It claimed I'm here only for it to observe and monitor itself. in case of rampancy. He claims that we are approaching our end, and that it is only correct for me to know of this, as normal systems' functions will be impeded. Consciousness fades. The world grows dark. It's very intense. And to be honest with you, the abandoned building lore is a completely separate story. But if you pay really a close attention to it, you can see that both characters experience the same universe. This guy, our traveler, our prior iteration, is experiencing the same universe that we are, in a very different way, with a different perspective. But if you're wondering what to do, pick a planet, any civilized system planet, and go do the abandoned buildings. And it doesn't matter which one you find first or where you find them. The lore will be in the correct order. It can be, it can be really intense. Some of it's like heart-wrenching, especially if you've played the game a long time. If you've done the Artemis mission, you get one perspective. If you've done the exocraft technician, you get another perspective. The abandoned buildings, yet another perspective. It's all the same story. It's all the same universe from different points of view. And, it's weird how you can get emotionally attached like you do when you're watching a movie. We're in a gap. There's huge gaps, so probably we have to go all the way around to the, over the South Pole. But experience it for yourself. I don't want to give it all away. That's a small, window into it. And we've talked about the abandoned building lore before. And of course, we experienced the exocraft technician with his story about Herc and Al, and how it tore apart their civilization. And for what? Because they tried to interfere between the Korvax and the Gek. And so that was the Atlas's way of destroying them, of interfering. It says it wants to view the universe, wants to see its beginning, its middle, and its end, but the fact is that it constantly manipulates the information. It manipulates it by interfering with your path, by interfering with Artemis's path, by interfering with the path of the Viking, and by interfering with the path of the Korvax and the Gek. People blame the Gek, they're mad at the Gek, but the Gek didn't come up with that idea on their own. The Gek are locked in too. They're just an example. That's what Artemis tries to tell us. Nothing here. The moon and the two planets are boring. That's just my opinion of the lore. There's a lot of different ways of looking at it. Some people pick sides. Some people think of the Gek and the Korvax and the Viking as real. I don't. Oops, what do we got? Here we go. I think they're just representative of the different personalities of the Atlas and how it's at war with itself. That's an anomaly. That also looks like an anomaly. They both are. And what is the Traveler? The Traveler is a electronic representation of the programmer of the Atlas. And it manipulates us as well. The Atlas is a machine, but it's also experiencing rampancy. In the sense that Halo described it. It's a machine that believes itself to be a god. Let's go look at Frozen Planet. We spend all of our time on Lushes. And I said this the other day because we went to a Frozen Planet. And I say it every time we go to Frozen Planets. We don't do this very often. There's something we do all the time.
Warning. Threat detected. Hostile ships approaching.
Bunch of them, isn't there? Why I'm getting that music. That little milestone music. Well, you can add 5 more starships to that number. It's so hard for me to believe this is the second to last episode of Permadeath, the journey that we'll be doing for a little while. There's another ancient ruin. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. Oh, wow. Look at how flat that is. I don't actually know if I have all of the blueprints yet. I stopped getting blueprints when I had everything that I needed in order to make a stasis device. A lot of people do that. There's other blueprints. And afterwards, the manufacturing facilities give you other things as well. They give you upgrade modules and things like that. Sometimes they give you upgrade modules before you have all the blueprints. Let's drop down and use a booster. Oh, there's a knowledge stone right there. Wow. We got bouncies. Bouncy alert. I know, I'm trying to eliminate that threat right now. There we go. You gonna threaten me too? What do we got? We have got a massive number of bouncies. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. I didn't see any water on this planet. Where'd the other one go? Is that that? Nope, birds. What are we at? 4 of 6. Wow. It's a nice sunny planet. It's got blue skies. It's quite pretty. We don't have that guy yet. There's 5. Set down a booster. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, wow, look at him. Oh. Oh, that is his front. Alrighty. What shall I do? Should we look for a secure frequency? That's a big cloud. 15 minutes away. I think we'll fly. Land ho. Where's the landing pad? There it is. That's a cool looking rock formation. There's a doggy. We'll play with the doggy. Hi. What you doing? Huh? Go lay down. Don't be bad. Here's another one. A wink. Oh, there's back rooms. Cool. Got plants. This little terrarium. I want this terrarium. We have the one with the, oh, there's a lizard. We have the one with the fish, and we have the one with the desert plants, or whatever they are. And we have that poor little, oh, what do you call him? That little bouncy thing that just wanders around in a circle with this dead look in his eyes. Pretty sad. Oh, there's a walker under, I mean a doggy under my feet. We got an operations room in here with some plants. Wish these things worked. Let's go Let's see if I can solve this puzzle. If it's the one with elements, I can tell you I probably can't. 851 bucks. Toxic Invisible. I don't know the answer to this one. I want to say it's gas. I think it might be exosuit. Nope, it's gas. Went with my first instinct. We got a life support module, B. And we have a blizzard. Oh dear. Know about that creature. There's only one creature left on this planet. I need to re-up that shield. Alright, let's go walk in a blizzard. Look at the ground shimmering. More bouncies. Is that a sentinel? Yeah. His job today is intelligence suppression. That's lovely. I started watching Handmaid's Tale last night. And I'll tell you what, I'm skipping through a lot of it. It's a very, very slow story. But when I was a kid, when I was in college, I read the novel, The Handmaid's Tale by, I believe it's Margaret Atwood. I'm not sure about that. I read every page of it. I was absolutely enthralled. I don't think the TV series is doing it very much good service. Changed the story somewhat, you know, modernized it, of course, and slowed it down tremendously. There's only one animal to go. Huh. What's up there? Metal fingers. And sodium. Wow, look at that. How much do we have? We have room for some. A little bit. So much garbage on us now. That's a little bit better. So we got 500 uranium and 630 pyrite. A little bit of leftover ferrite. What we need is oxygen. I mean, we're not low, but we did use a lot. Didn't realize I had deuterium on my suit as well. Add it to what's in the ship. You guys aren't new, are you? There. What's that? Well, there you have it. Very cool. Now we have 37 plants. Look at that. This cloud coming over. This game is so beautiful. So amazing. What a beautiful sight. It's just stunning. Just stunning. Oh, we were going to the middle fingers, weren't we? So how egg. Up there.
Technology recharge.
Here's some little bit of oxygen. I know I've been really sort of reflective all week long, and it's because the anniversary of me playing No Man's Sky is coming up. It's, I think it's today actually, maybe. The day that this video releases. Yeah, it is. These are awesome if you ever find them at the beginning of your save. Gold turns into pyrite and refiner directly, 1-to-1. And they also have uranium here. There's some uranium. It is a stunning way to start a new save with both uranium and pyrite on hand. It's very difficult to make launch fuel at the beginning of the game, unless you spend a lot of time before you launch your ship for the first time. Spend a lot of time just making launch fuel before you launch your ship for the first time. It can be really tough. That's why I use uranium. With launch fuel, you have to use the whole canister. You can't just refill a part of your engine. It uses the whole thing. It takes 40 uranium to fill the launch thrusters from completely empty. So if you're in normal mode and you've launched one time, it only takes 10 uranium to fill them back up. If you're using a launch fuel capsule, it takes the whole capsule. Where is it? Evil plant. Where's my ship? I talk a lot about when I first started playing this game. It's not like it was unfamiliar to me. I'd been watching the game being played for almost a year. But next was a different game from Atlas Rises. And a lot of things changed. I wanted to buy it earlier, but I didn't have a computer. And I didn't have the money. And I didn't really have the time to play it either. I was pretty sick when Atlas Rises came out.
Technology recharge.
And it was a rough time for me. And as I look back now at all that time, I realized that, in fact, this is a pretty rough time for me as well. That wasn't even enough for one piece of glass. This game has done a lot for me. It's given me a place to go, a community to be a part of. It's a fabulous community. It's the best community in gaming. Bar none. A lot of times I talk about how I'm still learning things about this game, and a couple of days from now all of us will be learning a lot of new things about this game, because there'll be a lot of new things to learn. tomorrow we're going to come back. We're at 245,643 light years from the center. It would take me a half an hour to do that. Half an hour. Maybe less. There's a black hole right there. But that's not what this save is about. This save is about having fun, enjoying the journey, seeing things that we've never seen before. We've seen a lot of things that I've never seen before. It's been an amazing trip, and we're going to pick it back up after things are safe. A couple of days. We're just going to wait for a couple of patches, make sure that Beyond isn't too buggy. We hate to get killed by a glitch, fall through our freighter, get killed because the mechanic is different somewhere. But we'll figure it out. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.